Hey everyone, Jay Cottrell here with eXp Realty here in the Tri-Cities, and welcome to another Monday edition of Real Estate Talk with Jay. So as we talked about last week, we were starting to see a course correction here in our local market, which means you really can't believe the headlines that you see, especially about the national market, because we have and continue to be slightly, if not a whole lot, different than the national trends. We've always been kind of in a buffer here. And what I mean by that is, over the last 3 weeks, the number of pending listings has increased and inventory has dropped. So that means there's more buyer activity and fewer homes for sale. Now, let me give you a little bit more perspective on that. So let's go ahead and take a look at the numbers, shall we? So there were 158 new listings put on the market this past week, which is more than the previous week, but right in line with what we've seen for a while now. However, the big jump was the pending listings. So again, pending means homes that went under contract over the past week. That number jumped to 205. So that's a pretty good spike in buyer activity out there with buyers putting homes under contract. That's a 35% jump from 4 weeks ago. So that's a pretty good slope on that line right there. Now, if we look at the number of active listings, obviously with about the same number of new listings hitting the market and a huge jump in the amount of homes that went under contract, inventory took a hit. So inventory dropped to 1,035 as of today. And you can see that's 4 straight weeks of declining inventory. However, not major declines. We're talking about numbers in the tens. So we haven't really seen a huge drop in inventory, but it is a hit because we were low on inventory to begin with. So even though we spent the last several months building up our inventory levels, it never got to a balanced market. If you look at closed listings, that number was 92. But again, that is a trailing number. What I mean by that is the homes that closed last week likely went under contract beginning to mid-December, when we all know there was not a whole lot of buyer activity over the month of December. And of those homes that closed last week, the median sales price was $240,000, which is a definite uptick compared to the previous weeks. But again, that's also a trailing number, so that's those homes that went under contract likely in early to mid-December. To late December at the latest if they were a quick close. The list price, the median list price currently of that 1,035 that are on the market is $328,000, which remains relatively stable and unchanged from the previous week, and not much of an increase over the past 4 weeks. So that's going to help flatten out the median sales price as well, because if list prices are not jumping up, then sales prices likely are not going to jump up either, which is right in line with what I've been saying and what a lot of local experts have been saying, that we kind of expect the Tri-Cities housing market this year to remain kind of flat as far as home price appreciation happened. So let's go ahead and look at price reductions. So of those 92 homes that closed, 35% of those had a price reduction, and that median price reduction was 7.6%, which is definitely up from the previous week. So one thing I can say is buyers that bought in December definitely got one of the better deals, or maybe not the best deals that has happened in a long time in our area. Now, whether this uptick in pending and home sales is going to be a permanent mainstay for the next several months and continue throughout the end of the year, or whether it's just a blip of buyers that came back when interest rates dropped, and then it's not going to be much going on after that, we're just going to have to wait and see. So anyways, I hope you find this information interesting and helpful. It's definitely not the same information that you're getting if you're watching some of the major news stations. And also, again, if you know of anybody looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate in our area, I would love the opportunity to meet with them and see if I would be a good fit for helping them throughout that process. Once again, my name is Jay Cottrell, and this was Real Estate Talk with Jay, and I hope